beautiful Sunday morning, and it seems that summer is returning to the UK now, mid-July. Fingers crossed for that. On such a beautiful day, I'd like to take you with me to visit some quite idyllic nearby places here where I live in the West Midlands. I am Catalina George, writer and blogger, and I would like to show you the canals here in the Midlands that maybe not many people know a lot about. I know they are not the Romanian mountains with all of their majestic landscapes, but I meant to take you with me and my partner Adrian this year. We planned for a trip there that would have lasted about 10 days of driving around, landing in Timișoara, my home city, in the west, then going down to the Danube where it enters the country, round our western Carpathian mountains, stopping in different places and just soaking in all of the natural beauty down there. But it was not meant to be this year because coronavirus happened. Next year we'll reschedule that. For now though, the English countryside in the Midlands has a lot in store to offer, although I don't think many people know a lot about that. I didn't before I moved to the UK about 9 years ago. My idea of the British countryside was probably Pride and Prejudice type mansions, and that was pretty much it. Before we set off though, I'm going to have my brunch. I do tend to eat quite late at the weekends, and today I want to enjoy a Romanian style meal with some boiled polenta and other goodies. Let's go, prepare that quickly and then set off. There it is. I'm eating Romanian style today. Quickly made polenta with feta cheese, sour cream and some fried bacon. Bon appetit to me! That was delicious and I'm pretty stuffed now. But before we go, I want to do my lipstick. Obviously I didn't do it because I was going to eat. And if you watched any of my vlogs, you know that I am quite fond of my makeup. That's it, it's done now. And this lipstick I'm using today has got a very nice story to it because it's nearly, I'll show it to you, it's nearly finished now. This was the lipstick that I wore on my very first date with my partner Adrian, so yeah, I bought another one, a spare one, because I really love the shade. Okay, enough with makeup now and food and everything else. Let's go! The closest canal to where I live is Stafford Canal, which meanders through Wolverhampton and obviously goes Stafford way. Here where I stopped is Wolverhampton Boat Club, and I've already seen a couple of boats passing by, and in a minute you'll see another one of these narrow boats going by this club. A lot of them are just moored here. There's a big row of narrow boats, and all of these canals were built around Birmingham area throughout the Black Country for industrial purposes, built around the 18th and the 19th century when coal was transported on these narrow boats, which today they are just for entertainment purpose. A lot of people own them and go on trips on them, and even some people live on these boats even today. It's getting really hot today. I didn't expect that after how the weather has been for the rest of this week, but I am absolutely enjoying it. if you walk here with children, you could play a very nice game called Count the Boats. I don't know if this is the 5th or the 6th one that I'm seeing today, and that's just really, really nice. I'm loving it. If you want to. Yeah, well, that pose is really good. I'll tell you a little bit more about these canals and these boats as we walk by the canal on the path across from the row of boats. Now, these canals were built for industrial purposes in the 18th and 19th century, when they used to transport coal and other such materials from where they were extracted over to the factories. And yeah, the purpose of these long stretches of canals was purely industrial. Some of you might know that Birmingham and the Black Country area and Ironbridge were the actual region in the UK where the Industrial Revolution started. And back then, life on the boats and on the canals wasn't very easy. It wasn't as pleasant as it is today. No leisure, people were working hard, and they weren't really earning too much, and they were struggling to feed and keep their families and everything. But now all of these canals have become a very nice place for leisure in the countryside. And if you ever are in the West Midlands area, around Birmingham, around the Black Country, I do recommend you to look for a canal nearby and take a walk and have a look at these leisure boats, which I personally find quite fascinating. I am still counting the number of boats passing by, and it's really not surprising on such a beautiful sunny day. My only miscalculation about today was the fact that I'm recording midday when the sun is so bright and it creates all sorts of shadows and whatever on my face. But you know what, we are not here to admire my beauty. You saw that earlier today in the conservatory. We are here to look at the boats, which I personally find really fascinating, to just learn about the canals and to soak in this idyllic, peaceful countryside that I really, really enjoy being in. Now, speaking about water and canals, it seems that us humans have always been fascinated and always enjoyed living by the water, which in a way is very explainable. You know, it was a source of food, fish, you know, we need water to survive. It's really important. And we always find stretches of water beautiful as well, be them a lake, a pond, a canal, the seaside obviously. Here in the Midlands, we are the furthest from the seaside that you can be in England. So instead, we have the canals. I forgot to say, as I started walking past the Stafford Canal, I witnessed a big herd of cows coming to drink some water, and that's another element that I really find very sweet, because I love having animals around, from birds to obviously like farm animals and all of that. And hopefully some of you watching this vlog have got the same, say, fascination about little things in nature and enjoy just being out and about with all of the countryside landscape around you.
George, we'll find you, my love.
Okay, lovely.
Bye bye.
Bye.
See you
Have
later.
fun. See you later.
Charlie's angels,
Dig in
come on.
there, place.
Now I'll explain what that was all about. These lovely people who have one of the narrow boats here by the canal, they went on their small boat, just a little bit of exercise and adventure around. And they asked me about what I was doing, obviously. They saw me with all of my equipment, I told them about my YouTube channel and how to find me, and then they kept repeating my name so that they don't forget it by the time they get back to their narrow boat. That was so sweet. I must say that I found that people who have these narrow boats tend to be very friendly, very sociable. The very first time Adrian and I came walking past here, past these boats, earlier this year in lockdown, there was a lady who lived on her boat with her little dog, and we had a chat at a very nice distance, very good social distancing, us on one side of the canal and the lady on the other side. But now let's go and have a look around some other places. There is a spot that I really like further down towards Stafford, and hopefully we'll get there today. And this might be the 7th boat I see floating on the canal today. This is my next favorite spot nearby to where we live here on Stafford Canal. Adrian and I came and walked here for the very first time about 2 weeks ago, would you believe it or not, despite the fact that we quite regularly drive past here. When I worked in Stafford for 3 or 4 months in domiciliary care, and I was driving up and down every day here, just before I took time off for my final project on my master's degree, I always thought I should stop here and explore this stretch of canal. All of the greenery around looked really beautiful and enticing, but I never did. You know, it just shows like how sometimes life happens, you get too busy and you forget to look at the beauty around you. This has always been for me the charm of the countryside. Just as when we were kids, and every little corner in the garden, every little corner around the house, you know, the fields, the town, wherever you grew up, it doesn't really matter, in a city or, you know, the world was a lot more of a magical place, a place to discover. You know, you had the playground or the garden, they were all different realms. They had a different size, they were all just as big as life itself. And somehow this coronavirus situation that happened helped some of us retrieve that side of just enjoying what we've got around, just discovering little beautiful places that we drive past, we walk past every day, and we just forget to see them. Speaking about how this situation just pushed us more towards the simpler joys in life and just the everyday beauty around us, I've only been here for about 10 minutes and I've already spoken to a couple of people. Just as like down at the first place that we stopped, you know, I interacted with those people in the small boat and everything, and everybody was so friendly. To be honest, that is my impression and what I've heard about people on boats, that they tend to be very sociable, very friendly. And I will tell you something, that if you are a reader, or even if you just watched the movie The Golden Compass, although actually in the movie they were cut out, or that movie wasn't the greatest adaptation of all times. Well, yeah, we know. But Philip Pullman, who wrote The Golden Compass and the series of novels after that, he has in his novels these characters called the Gyptians, who live on boats, who are a very tight community. They support each other, they help each other, they're friendly. Everybody takes care of the kids. The kids have freedom to roam around, to explore, to just keep their world as the magical place that we all had as children. And I have to say that in Philip Pullman's Golden Compass, the only novel I've read so far from him, the Gyptians were the best characters, the best people. I liked them the most in the whole book. Now, Philip Pullman himself is a great writer. I love his style, but I don't always like his ideas. He's sometimes, I don't know, a little bit too abrasive, a little bit too exaggerated in certain ideas, but that's a discussion for another time probably. Let's go and see what we've got around here over to Penkridge. We will soon end our journey for today by this bridge that you have seen in previous footage, together with the little path going over up to it and the dirt road that crosses it, that seems wide enough to have been once an important road, particularly that they put this bridge here, but now it's not used any longer. I don't know what it is, but it sounds quite intriguing. The very first time that Adrian and I walked here, I was excited to discover these little details, and all of this made me think that in our current lifestyle today, at least in the Western world, we kind of lost that, explorer instinct, that explorer side that us human beings have always had. Yes, we want to go and explore outer space and the universe, but that is not quite so possible at this point. We have all the entertainment, we have the movie industry, we have the books to explore with our minds, but sometimes we forget to keep exploring the world around us, and the world around us is there, it's beautiful and it's real. So yeah, canals in the West Midlands, think about them, and maybe next time you will come and have a walk around here as well. I'm up here on the bridge now, and you can see it is quite wide. I don't know the purpose it was built for ages ago, and I am ready to soon go home and have some dinner. I have some amazing minted lamb riblets from Essington Farm, a place that I intend to show you in another vlog. But I have to say, I really enjoyed having this walk with you today by the canal and talking about these places. And another idea popped to mind for a future piece of content. I know some people who do have boats and who take their boats out regularly, so maybe I will interview one of them for you in a future vlog, because the system that these canals work is really interesting. It's really fascinating because they have locks to be able to go uphill, and all of that, it requires a lot of skill and a lot of effort for people who do have their boats up on the canals. But yeah, that was it for today, and I hope you really enjoyed it. If you did, remember to give me thumbs up, because it helps my content reach other people too, and why not share it if you liked it. Also, remember to subscribe to my channel, and until next time then, ciao for now.